one of the things that we come from as a culture is giving, this whole basis of giving. And this giving meant that we wanted to do something formally, in a structured manner. So Wings of Hope is a children's charity which has now touched the lives of over 35,000 British students. We've touched the lives of tens of thousands of students across in India, in Malawi, and other parts of the world. Now, when students do Wings of Hope, there is a program whereby they do fundraising over 3 to 4 months. And these students are from various schools in Britain, and they form a small group of 3 or 4 and raise funds. To cut a long story short, one of the student groups who raised funds had come to the semi-finals of this award scheme. And when we have this judging in the House of Lords, so this bunch of very young girls from a very good school in London came along and said that they did these things, and we call them the balloon girls, and they had launched balloons and got raised a lot of money. So I and my wife Rajni went for the balloon launch, and during that time I met their parents, and one of the parents gave me his business card and said, "This is me." And I went back to my office and gave the card to my colleague, and he was always very keen on metrics, on management of numbers. And he said, "Look, let's go and meet this gentleman because I want to learn something about this management by data." So we went, after 2-3 weeks to that particular parent of this little girl. And we were surprised to see this big, huge building. And it turned out to be that he was the partner, he was the founder of the Tesco Club Card. Because Tesco is great. Tesco is a big, huge retailer. Their biggest success was data mining. They were capturing people's buying habits, and all that was done by this person's business. And this business had succeeded enormously in getting Tesco so successful. Right? So we were just chatting, and then he said, "Oh, are you in the charity business?" I said, "Oh, no, I'm not in the charity business. I've got to make a living, and I manufacture these things." And he said, "Oh, I sit on the board. I sit on the board of Tesco, and it's only yesterday that we had a discussion about changing all our plastic bags into something sustainable. So do you think, would you be interested in discussing?" Now, it's so funny because to get an appointment with one of the most junior persons in Tesco would probably take about 6 months, And this is one of the main board members asking us whether there would be any interest in some of the products that we make. And by the time I came to the office, I'd already got a call from the buyer of Tesco. A buyer of Tesco buys something like about $10 billion worth of goods, so he's quite a big boy. And so the journey was that when I went to support this young girl, it turned out that from somewhere, from above, I suppose, somebody came along and said, "Do you want an order from Tesco?" It's like Walmart buying director calling you and saying, "Look, I'd like to place an order." It was just an incredible journey. And then it just went from one to the other. And then from Tesco, we went on to other big retailers. And that's really what happens with these big stores. They chase you after the first one gives you the order.
We involve everyone with Wings of Hope because it's really the heart and the values of our business to work with young people and to educate them. So our employees and our team members are encouraged to mentor students over the course of their projects for many months. We do lots and lots of events. So they often our finance manager will be on the AV team like you guys are here and working on tech. There'll be radio inning. Sometimes I have to volunteer in my services for playing host at various events, or being computer girl, or showing up signs. So our team get involved quite a lot with Wings of Hope, certainly from an administration point of view, volunteering as well. So it's not as formulaic as, oh, well, you get one day off, please go and do something within your community. It's very much integrated into your working life here. And I think that's something that we play, some of the things that we do in our business, we don't subscribe to you need to subscribe to 2 or 3 days out of your employee days of work to do this. It has to really come from the heart, and it has to come from a willingness to want to work with the community. So, for example, during COVID last year, we have an incredible warehouse of product, and local charities and local businesses, local organizations who were giving food to the homeless or those who were caught out by the pandemic. Spoke to one of our team members and said, look, can you donate? And it comes from the heart of our team here. They were willingly giving, and they didn't have to ask any further approvals. We gave and we gave and we gave, and that comes from the value systems from within the business.